liberty over tyranny.
Mike Pence there in the Knesset. Joining me now is Dan דייקר. He's a fellow at the Jerusalem Center for Public Affairs, a pro-Israel think tank. He joins me from Jerusalem. A very warm welcome to you, Dan דייקר. I mean, when Vice President Pence says there are new opportunities for Middle East peace, do you see them and where?
Well, there are new opportunities for several reasons. One is that the entire Middle East region is now recalibrating due to the implosion of the Arab Sunni state system because of the Iranian regime's move for regional supremacy via terrorism and their race for nuclear supremacy. So that creates new opportunities for peace between Israel and the Palestinians because of the fact the Palestinians, specifically those on the eastern side of Jerusalem, as well as those on the West Bank, realize that their future is guaranteed by strong relations with Israel, who wants very much to reach out and come to a peace agreement. The difficulty has been that the Palestinian leadership has refused to recognize any Jewish Israeli connection to its own ancient homeland, its own ancient capital, Jerusalem. So now, with that off the table, that problem off the table, then the two sides can get down to real negotiations and real compromise.
But it's difficult to see where you see this willingness to talk when we've got the Palestinians not even wanting to meet the Vice President of the United States when he's in the region.
Well, the Palestinians have made a very, in my assessment, a great miscalculation by boycotting, effectively BDSing the United States, who have, are trying to bring the two sides together and are working on a deal to create a permanent status arrangement between Israel
with respect,
and the
sorry
Palestinians.
to interrupt you, that's because they think that the US has come out entirely on Israel's side. It's not an honest broker in this anymore. They've completely given up on the US now. They're moving towards Russia and China.
Yeah, well, they're moving towards the international community, which they started to do under the Obama administration. Funny enough, they didn't say when the Obama administration refused to vote in favor, when they yielded to Resolution 2334, which prejudged negotiations with the Palestinians. The Palestinians weren't particularly upset with the United States as fair broker then, when the United States actually served as an agent at that time for the Palestinian leadership. So now, when a new administration in the United States has come to the fore and has actually re-sanctioned both in terms of the spirit of Oslo as well as the principle of Oslo, which is direct negotiations between the sides, the Palestinian leadership comes out, unfortunately, complaining all the way, and they're only hurting their own people.
But you've mentioned Oslo. The whole issue of Jerusalem under the Oslo Accord is a final status issue under a two-state solution. It's something to be agreed at the end, not at the very beginning, as Donald Trump seems to have declared unilaterally.
You're absolutely right. Let's clarify this. This is a very important point that you've just brought up. What the United States has done is to underscore the principle that Israel's seat of government in Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. Now, that declaration is precisely what the Oslo peace process that began in 1993 had verified and affirmed for both sides, that both sides had claims in territorial claims, but they recognized both explicitly and implicitly the right of Israel to its own capital in Jerusalem. What has happened subsequently, through all sorts of political maneuverings, the Palestinians have tried to internationalize the conflict because they could not achieve what they wanted to achieve directly with Israel. What President Trump and Vice President Pence have said very clearly, and Vice President Pence said it in the Knesset just a few moments ago, that the final status between the sides will be negotiated directly between the sides. And a very important point, he said the status quo in Jerusalem will continue. Now, that's an important signal to Jordan, which continues to be the custodian of the Muslim holy shrines in Jerusalem, and that there will be no unilateral action taken by either side or sanctioned by the United States. That's the key point. Negotiations between the sides.
We must leave it there. We're out of time. Dan דייקר, thank you very much indeed, joining us from Jerusalem.